Hi, I'm Cathy Thomas. The Cut in Irvine is known for their delicious handcrafted burgers. One of executive chef partner Andres Dangond's burgers celebrates its heritage. It's called the Colombian, and he's going to show us how it's crafted. Welcome, Chef. I'm so delighted that you're here, and I want to know what makes this burger Colombian.
Cathy, thank you for having me. One of my favorite things in Colombia is our classic traditional Sunday barbecues. And there's a few flavors that stand out for me. One of them is the sweet plantains that we roast on the barbecue, on the grill, the smoke from the grill, and we have this sauce or dressing that's called ají. It's based with green onions and cilantro. It's a tiny little bit spicy, a little bit acidic. It's a delicious thing, and it's like our ketchup. We put it on everything. So I created a burger with those components, those flavors. So
delicious.
Yeah.
Let's get started. Show me how.
Thank you. We're gonna make the ají, which is A-J-I. Now, I hate waste, so I leave the roots and the whole thing.
Do you?
I do. The roots taste like green onions, and the same thing with the stems and the roots of the cilantro. They're flavors, so if we throw them away, we're throwing away flavor.
You're chopping it up, so.
Right, exactly.
Now, I was calling this chimichurri.
Yes, we call it chimichurri as well at the restaurant, because I just don't want to explain 5 million times what ají is. So instead of calling it ají, we just call it a cilantro chimichurri, and we made it oil-based to make it like a chimichurri. But the traditional way is a little bit of water and lemon juice or vinegar. I like the lemon juice. 2 cloves of garlic, some jalapeno. Can you handle heat?
Sure.
Yeah? Okay. You know, all the heat is in the white part in the seeds.
Sometimes the jalapenos are so mild, and sometimes they're fiery.
Yes, it's nature. So, limes. You know, I always get these confused. I call these lemons because in Colombia it's limon, lemon.
Yes.
I don't know. So salt, very important. Some water. You want it kind of chunky, so just pulse it.
And it's pretty liquid.
It's liquidy, yes. It's like a sauce. You want to make this a little bit in advance because you want to let the green onions and the cilantro to infuse the liquid. But yeah, this takes me back home. This is what we put on everything, really.
Let's saute the bananas.
So let me tell you why bananas and not plantains. They have more sweetness with the plantains. You have to make sure that they're super, super ripe in order for them to be sweet. So, and it just works as well. They're in the same family. We have a hot pan over here, some butter, and just brown them. People try it and then they notice that the smokiness from the smoked mozzarella and the sweetness from the bananas, and they're like, oh my God, this works, this is amazing.
So good.
Yeah.
It's so delicious.
So we're just looking for a nice, sexy brown color.
And does that caramelization add some sweetness?
Oh, absolutely. There we go, that's a nice color. An important thing is the type of beef that you're going to use for your burgers, and also the fat content. My go-to is 20% fat. Fat is just what carries all the flavor.
Right.
At the cut, we use a blend of brisket and chuck. You want the meat for the patties to be really cold, so they hold their shape.
Ah, good tip.
And they also brown more even. And also a great tip, make your patties 1/2 inch bigger than the bun. Because when the patties cook, they shrink. Let's crank the heat on this guy a lot. Not season them just yet. Then you want to generously season them. I suggest you use just salt. If you want to add pepper or anything else, add it at the end, because pepper will burn as you're cooking it, salt doesn't. So you want high heat, don't touch it, flip it once, and this is when you want to add the cheese. In this case, we have smoked mozzarella, and this is where that flavor of the Colombian barbecue that I was telling you about comes in, the smokiness from the grill. We would probably just want to turn it off.
Okay.
And then with this guy, it's like a handheld broiler. And we'll melt the cheese. It's done. Bring these guys over here. Some of the cilantro chimichurri. We're somewhat generous with this.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. The bananas.
My mouth is watering, Chef.
Good, good. That's what I'm here for. And there you go.
Oh, it's just gorgeous, Chef, and I'm eager to have a bite.
Be very sad if you
I just have to. Oh my.
It's messy like a good burger.
Okay, here we go. Look at that. Cheese. Oh. Delicious.
Good.
I think I'm Colombian.
Good, good. At least now you know the flavors of Colombia.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're
Chef.
welcome. What a pleasure.
Here's a quick tip from Melissa's. Pilaf is a foolproof side dish that can be augmented with an endless number of vegetable combinations. One of my favorites is fresh corn kernels and leeks. In a large saucepan, I just put in about 1.5 tablespoons of butter and an equal amount of olive oil. And I'm just using the white and light green part of the leek, cutting it in half and then in quarters, and then cutting it into nice slices. And I'm just going to put this in some water, a nice swish, and then drain it off. Let's heat up our oil and butter. Once the butter is melted, I'm going to add 1.5 cups long-grained basmati rice. Cover the rice with butter and oil. Okay, ever so lightly browned. I'm going to go ahead and add the leeks and give it a good stir. Okay, it's starting to brown. Our leeks are just starting to get translucent. Now you can add vegetable broth, you could add beef broth. Today is chicken broth, and I want it to come up to a boil. I want to add a little salt, a little pepper, put the lid on, and turn it to low. Now I'm going to let it go for a total of 17 minutes. But before that, at about 14 minutes, I want to add the corn. You could use frozen corn, but I just think the fresh is just so nice. In order to capture it, I like to use a rimmed baking sheet. It's been about 13, 14 minutes. Corn goes in about 3 minutes. It looks beautiful. I'm going to put in some chopped green herbs. Today I'm just putting in basil, and it looks delicious. Could have used celery and carrots, could have used a wide variety of different combinations, but corn and leeks, not bad. The produce aisles are filled with so many delicious choices. Try something new, have an adventure.